Oh, there we are. We're back. How's it going? Our video apparently went up everybody's holes the other day. Everyone got offended by that noise. But you know what's funny about that is that that's usually what happens when a man gives his opinion. It gets met with such a volatile response. You know, there was someone who obviously got offended by the fact that I brought up OnlyFans, even though that wasn't even the point of the video. That was like one of 5 points of the video, which was that women love to call men insecure. They love to shame them. They love to try to embarrass them when they realize they're wrong, or they realize what they do for work is pretty revolting, and etc. etc. But on to the new thing, right? Onto this new subject. We're not worried about that. Live your life how you want to live it. If you want to do OnlyFans and you want to, create this selfish environment where one day your kids are going to be ashamed of you and embarrassed, or, you've heard about the countless situations where kids are killing themselves because they're being bullied at school because the whole school knows mommy's a porn star. No big deal, right? That's just a few kids. No big fucking deal. But on to this new subject, which is about this woman in California who stabbed her boyfriend of 3 weeks 108 times, and he died. And she blamed it on one hit of marijuana. She told the cops she hit this joint one time, and it was enough to make her this crazy ass bitch that didn't have control of her emotions or her actions. You know what's funny about that is that if that was a man, okay, because, oh yeah, by the way, she got probation and community service for murdering somebody. That mother gets no justice, ever. So, watch your asses, boys. Don't go to California, because the women there are literally allowed to kill you and then blame it on their drug habit. It's insane. But, world we live in, all these women love to say that, we as men have rights, they don't. Well, let me ask you a question. What do you think would happen if I stabbed my girlfriend 108 times and then said I was too high? I'd get the death penalty. I'd never see the light of day again. I'd be in prison for the rest of my life. So, and this has nothing to do with not forming my own opinion and just following Andrew Tate, and that's the only information I get all this from. Listen, nobody forms their own opinion. Nobody does. Everybody is doing something somebody already has done before. Oh, I got a podcast. Well, you're like the 1 millionth person to start a podcast. So, copycat. Not your idea. Workout, motivational videos. Those have been around since Arnold. Like, everybody is influenced by something else. Your parents, your significant other, your brothers, your sisters, your relatives, your friends, your coaches, your boss. Everybody has an influence on you. Somebody else teaches you stuff. You don't just learn it on your own, dude. That's not how it works. So that point, Nolan Boyd, fuck out of here with it. Because if we're going to go there, let's go there. Let's not just get offended because we don't like something somebody said. So we're going to get offended and we're going to shame that person and say they don't form their own opinion. Well, neither the fuck do you. So anyway, back to my point, which is that this woman got away with murder. And it was news for like 3 days. Now no one gives a shit again. No one cares. It's over. Because it's already dealt with. Because the woman already got away with it. That's becoming the norm in our society. You can murder your boyfriend. And by the way, this dude barely knew this girl. And she killed him. And he's never, his family is never going to see him again. They're never going to get justice for this. Imagine this was your son. Imagine this was your brother, your cousin, your friend. And you just found out his girlfriend murdered him, and she's never going to see a day in jail. But I'm an asshole for calling out online prostitutes. And oh yeah, what's cute about that is that she went on to post the video about me and talk shit, but then blocked me. After she wanted to go ahead and make all of her points on my post, she made sure I couldn't on hers. So that's adorable, by the way. And it's adorable, all the people that are supporting it. But it's funny because, there was a woman in the comments of that video that said that she agreed with me. So funny how that works, right? Anyway, boys, this is just another warning on how to stay fucking woke. Stay woke in these streets, you know what I'm saying? You gotta watch out for these bitches. They're allowed to murder us now. Crazy. These bitches don't cook, clean, they backtalk, they fuck around behind your back, etc. And now they're allowed to kill you. Insane. It makes me itchy. It's crazy. This isn't about just being offended by something anymore. It's, will our girlfriend murder us in her sleep and get away with it? Crazy. But hey, what do I know? I'm just some asshole, right? I'm just some fucking asshole that shames sex workers. I'm such a piece of shit. And you know what's funny? The fact that I can speak on this is because I'm almost 32 years old, which means most of you who had a problem with what I said are 5, 6, 7, 8 years younger than I am, right? Spoiled, entitled brats who think they can have an opinion on everything when you don't have enough relationship experience. You don't have enough of work experience. Some of you just work at a fucking coffee shop or strip or do OnlyFans or whatever. You don't even have real jobs. I mean, you don't have life experiences like I do. I'm pushing 35. I should be able to speak on these things more than you do. So, excuse me for living longer and living through a divorce and living through being cheated on and being treated like shit and having the most dirty, foul things done to you possible with multiple girls outside of my marriage. Never mind that. I don't get an opinion on that because, Andrew Tate said it first. Fuck yourself. It's starting to get to a point where now we're not even allowed to speak, or we're just going to be shit on and shamed. Why'd you even say anything? It has nothing to do with you either. It's crazy how, we go back and forth all the time on the internet, running our mouths. Nothing gets solved. Nothing gets resolved. No issues get brought up that are of significance. It's just whatever you're offended by. Whatever hurt your pussy today. It's crazy. It's crazy. So, I'll end today's video on this. Do I hate women? No, because that's what a misogynist is. Someone who hates women. I don't hate women. I have a girlfriend. And she understands these values and standards that I hold. And she knows that if she's not about it, she's welcome to leave. I'm not holding her hostage. I'm not controlling her. She knows if she wants to go, she has that freedom. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do. You don't want to be with me. You don't want to live your life with me. You don't want to respect what I'm asking you to do, which is not have a bunch of guy friends, which is not talk to guys behind my back, because you wouldn't like it if I was doing it. That's it. It's about respect because that's all we have as men. We know the majority of people don't like us. We don't want people to like us. We want people to respect us. And respect goes beyond what you're offended by. It goes into what I believe in, and that's my views, because I have to respect how you view it. The moment you have an opinion about my opinion, you're saying I'm not allowed to have an opinion. You're saying I don't form my own opinions. You're saying that I'm just shaming sex workers when that wasn't even the point of the video. Clearly, we are never going to see eye to eye. So just respect what I'm saying and that you can still do whatever you want. I'm not saying, hey, don't do OnlyFans. Do whatever you want to do with your life. But the moment you have an opinion on my life and how I handle my life and say that my views are foul and ignorant, well, that's an opinion, just like I just said. But it's fine that, you're trying to obviously intentionally throw hate my way because of my opinion. That's what I have a problem with. If we're not all allowed to have a conversation about it and it's just the woke side of the country that is allowed to speak on things and is allowed to be offended by things, do you think I'm allowed to walk around and say I'm the sexiest man alive and I refuse to be called anything else? And I'm going to get offended and call you a bigot and a misogynist and shit that just doesn't make sense. People don't even use the word right anymore. They can't tell you what it means. They can't. If you asked a woman to describe a woman, they can't fucking do it. If you ask them to describe a misogynist, if you ask them to describe a feminist, they can't give you the definition without using the word. So they're getting offended by nothing. You know what I'm offended by? Someone getting away with murder. Someone stabbing somebody they barely knew 108 times and being allowed to walk the streets. And it just being old news a couple of days later. That offends the fuck out of me. So, like I said, there's children in this country being trafficked. There's women actually being trafficked against their will. You know what I mean? Not the OnlyFans girls putting it out there for everyone to fucking see. That offends me. It offends me no one cares about it enough to even bring it up. We want to argue about OnlyFans. We want to argue about an opinion. We want to call somebody a king in a shameful way because they're voicing their opinion. That's adorable.